What is up, lovely people? When life gets tough, get tougher. And I don't say that out of an obligation. I say that out of how we're designed. When I think back to my life and the adversity I've had to overcome, when I look back at all of it, I wouldn't be here now if I wasn't capable of overcoming that adversity. And so what God or the universe does is they give us exactly what we need at the right time. And we have two options. We can curl up in a ball. We can become victims. We can complain. We can worry. We can be full of fear. Or we can step into that next level of who we're meant to be, who we are destined to become. And it can be sad if you look at other people's lives related to people who wait until they're much older to start taking action, and then they're in a place where their mind has been developed and grooves have been set to where it's so hard to make a change. And we can look at that, but there's almost no point. The only point to look at other people's lives is to really understand, one, what you don't want that other people have done, and two, the reality you do want that other people might already have or might have already had. That's why we look at other people's lives. But it all comes back to how are we going to internalize the situations we're in. If we embrace the adversity and we really operate from a place of faith that God exists and that everything that we're given, even if it's bad, if it's horrible, if it's hard, is just a test for us to level up. And I know that can be hard to hear depending on your situation. If you've just lost someone close to you, if you've lost an animal, if you've just gone through a big breakup, you might not be in a position to even want to hear this video. But there is always light at the end of the tunnel. There is always something better on the other side of the darkness. And oftentimes we have to go through the darkness in order to understand and be grateful for the opportunity we've been given. A very interesting thing that I've learned is when when a storm is approaching, a hurricane, the only animal that goes directly into the storm is the buffalo. They all gather in the herd, they herd up, and they go straight through that thing. They just go guns blazing. And the interesting thing is, while all the other animals are sitting around, waiting for life to happen, waiting for the storm to come, some of them are even trying to fly the opposite direction. The buffaloes go straight through because they know that is the only way to make it to the other side of the promised land where there's sun and good weather. And all the other animals end up having to turn into the storm and trying to fight within the eye of the storm to avoid getting wiped out. But the buffalo just goes right through. So live your life like a buffalo. When you have negative emotions, when you have anger, when you have resentment, when you have pain, when you have suffering, sit in it. Stop trying to run from it. Stop trying to be adverse to the current circumstance. The current circumstance is there for you to grow. And I'm really in a phase right now in my life where I'm like realizing that the reason I'm not leveling up in certain areas is because I've been avoiding some of the most important things, and I've written them off as being very mundane. An example of this would be just cleaning up my laptop, like making sure my laptop, the internal system is running correctly, making my screen look nice, cleaning up my desktop. These are all things I've been avoiding for like 6 years. And I've just allowed folders and piles to start piling up. And this isn't just about the laptop, it's about life. What kind of things in our life are we allowing to take up our consciousness? Because something I'm learning from my friend Robert, guy's a guru. Not a guru, he's a sage. But what I learned from him is he's very clean. And he's not clean just because he was born a certain way. He's clean because he realized at a certain point in his life, being clean actually allowed him to not worry in his mind and in his vessel. And for the longest time, I've been pretty untidy and pretty disorganized. But what ends up happening is, it's not like I can just avoid that. My subconscious will always know when I'm bullshitting myself. So I've been, sorry for these squeaky trucks, but I've been cleaning up my life recently, and it's been making a world of difference. I've been more patient, not trying to just attack reality and take things. I've been patient in just allowing myself to overcome the internal battle of the things that I've been avoiding. And through that, this is where we become tougher people. We become tougher when we take on more responsibility. The people who are truly great and have great success, they are able to tackle more responsibility. They're able to outsource things. They're able to lead other people. And that all just comes back to being tough. And how do you get tough? You do the thing. You do the thing. You don't get mad at yourself. You don't complain. You get it done. And if you can't get it done, you figure out what's blocking you, and then you process whatever that is, and then you get back to work. That's it. So let's all get tougher together. I'll see you in the next one.